Morning, children. Today we will start next poem that is after the chapter Madam Rides the Bus. It is The Tale of Custard the Dragon, written by Ogden Nash. So let's start. This poem is written in the style of a ballad, a song or poem that tells a story. You must be familiar with ballads that narrate tales of courage or heroism. This poem is a humorous ballad close to a parody. Read it aloud, paying attention to the rhythm. So, children, this is a poem which is written in the form of a ballad. Ballad actually it's a poem in which we will come to know about a story. A story will be there, and in this poem we will come to know about the story of a dragon whose name is Custard. And generally these ballads this narrates stories of courage or heroism. So in this poem we will learn or we will come to know about the courage of the dragon whose name is Custard. Generally these dragons are children, they are imaginary creatures. Generally in Chinese mythology they are found, and it is assumed that these are very dangerous and they spit fire. मुंह से वो आग उगलते थे. So this poem is a humorous ballad close to a parody. What is parody? Parody is a piece of writing that imitates the style of another so as to be amusing. मतलब थोड़ा सा कॉमिक इफेक्ट देने के लिए किसी दूसरे स्टाइल में जब हम कॉपी करते हैं एक चीज़ को और उसे लिखते हैं ताकि वो अम्यूजिंग हो, वो ह्यूमरस हो, उसे पैरोडी बोलते हैं. तो ये बैलेड जनरली वैसे तो हीरोइज़म की पोएम्स होती हैं, इसमें किसी की करेज की या हीरोइज़म की स्टोरीज़ हमें सुनाई जाती हैं, लेकिन ये जो है हमारी एक पैरोडी के रूप में है बैलेड, जो कि हमारी थोड़ी सी कॉमिक भी है, ह्यूमरस भी है, मजाकिया है. सो लेट्स रीड इट आउट एंड फाइंड आउट. Belinda lived in a little white house with a little black kitten and a little grey mouse, and a little yellow dog and a little red wagon, and a really truly little pet dragon. So children, this is a story of a little girl Belinda who lived in a little white house. There was a little girl whose name was Belinda, and she lived in a little white house with a little black kitten. She had a little black kitten also, and along with her lived a little grey mouse, and a little grey mouse also lived with her, and a little yellow dog and a little red wagon. A little yellow dog also lived with her, and a little red wagon. She had a little red wagon also. Wagon is it's a horse drawn vehicle. घोड़ा बग्घी जिसे बोलते हैं, दैट इज़ अ वैगन. सो शी हैड अ लिटल रेड वैगन ऑल्सो, एंड अ रियलियो ट्रूलियो. रियलियो मीन्स रियली and trulio means truly. Just to give the effect, these words are written like this in the poem. So a real true little pet dragon. So she had a pet dragon also. So all these animals, they lived with little girl Belinda. Now the name of the little black kitten was Ink, and the little grey mouse, she called him Blink, and the little yellow dog was as sharp as mustard, but the dragon was a coward and she called him Custard. So now here this paragraph describes it tells us about the names of the different animals which lived with Belinda. The name of the little black kitten was Ink. Little grey mouse, she called him Blink. So the name of the little grey mouse was Blink. The little dog, it was very sharp as mustard. Its name was Mustard. And the dragon was a coward. Coward means he got scared very easily. डरपोक था, कायर था. And she called him Custard. And the name of that dragon was Custard. Custard the dragon had big sharp teeth and spikes on top of him and scales underneath. Mouth like a fireplace, chimney for a nose, and really truly daggers on his toes. So in this paragraph, they are describing the Custard the dragon. So he had very big sharp teeth and spikes. Spike is a thin pointed piece of metal. बड़ा pointed सा एक metal जैसी एक चीज़, कांटे जैसा you can say, on top of him. तो उसके जैसे गर्दन से होते हैं spikes होते हैं उनके dragons के. He was like that, and scales underneath, और नीचे lines थी. Mouth like a fireplace. Mouth like a fireplace means it can spit fire. Here simile is used. Like और as जहाँ भी आ जाता है simile poetic device is used. Chimney for a nose, again simile is there. Chimney for a nose, it means his nose becomes like a chimney which from which smoke comes. And Relio Trulio, daggers on his toes. Daggers means a short pointed knife which is used as a weapon. छुरा जिसे बोलते हैं. तो उसके जो टोज थे, उसके जो नाखून थे, दे वर लाइक डैगर्स. वो छुरे जैसे पहने थे और मुंह से उसके आग उगलता था. वो नाक उसकी इतनी बड़ी बड़ी थी जैसे कोई चिमनी हो जिसमें से धुआं निकल रहा हो, क्योंकि जब मुंह से वो आग उगलेगा तो नाक से धुआं निकलेगा. एंड उसके टॉप के ऊपर स्पाइक्स थे, बड़े शार्प स्केल्स जैसे बड़े पॉइंटेड सी चीज़ें. तो ओवरऑल ही वॉज वेरी डेंजरस फ्रॉम हिज अपीयरेंस. Belinda was as brave as a barrel full of beers, and Ink and Blink chased lions down the stairs. Mustard was as brave as a tiger in a rage, but Custard cried for a nice safe cage. So अब इसमें बेलिंडा, इंक, ब्लिंक की उसका करेज के बारे में बताया गया है. सो यहीं से एक ह्यूमरस इफेक्ट आ रहा है कि मतलब इंक और ब्लिंक को इतना उन्हें स्ट्रॉन्ग दिखाया गया है जो वास्तव में ऐसा होता नहीं है. एंड इन द सेकेंड पैराग्राफ इट वॉज टोल्ड कि ड्रैगन वॉज अ कावर्ड, कि ड्रैगन जो वास्तव में बड़े स्ट्रॉन्ग होते हैं, बड़े फियर्स होते हैं, उसे एक कावर्ड बताया गया. तो दिस इज़ the humorous effect of the poem. So Belinda was as brave as a barrel full of beers. So when we say that as a person is as brave as a full of beers, it means the person is without fear, without any anxiety. And Ink and Blink chased lions down the stairs. It means जो इंक और ब्लिंक थे दे वर सो स्ट्रॉन्ग, इतने स्ट्रॉन्ग थी कि वो लायंस को भी दे कैन ड्रॉव द लायंस अवे फ्रॉम द होम. मतलब उनके पीछे पड़ जाते थे तो लॉयन को भी डरा के उनके घर से बाहर भगा देते थे. मस्टर्ड वॉज एज ब्रेव एज अ टाइगर इन अ रेज. और जो मस्टर्ड था, येलो कलर का डॉग था जो उसका, वो जब उसे गुस्सा आता था तो वो इतना स्ट्रॉन्ग था कि ऐसा लगता था जब जैसे किसी टाइगर गुस्से में जितना स्ट्रॉन्ग होता है, जितना फियर्स होता है, जितना डेंजरस होता है, मस्टर्ड वॉज एज ब्रेव एज दैट. एंड बट कस्टर्ड क्राइड फॉर अ नाइस सेफ केज. बाकी सारे जानवर बड़े स्ट्रॉन्ग थे, लेकिन सिर्फ एक कस्टर्ड जो था वही एक कॉवर्ड था जो हमेशा एक सेफ केज अपने लिए मांगता रहता था ताकि वो उसमें स्टे कर सके, अपने आप को बचा सके किसी भी खतरे से. नाउ द नेक्स्ट पेज. Belinda tickled him. She tickled him merciful. Ink, Blink and Mustard, they rudely called him Percival. They all sat laughing in the little red wagon at the Relio Trulio cowardly dragon. अब वो जो सारे एनिमल्स थे एंड अलोंग विद बेलिंडा, वो सब उस ड्रैगन का मजाक उड़ाते थे, उसे बड़े वो टीज करते थे. सो बेलिंडा टिकल्ड हिम टू टच इन अ वे दैट कॉजेज ईचिंग, जैसे गुदगुदी करना. तो बेलिंडा शी tickled him always and she tickled him unmerciful means without any mercy. इतनी जोर से वो उसे गुदगुदी करती थी, हालांकि इट्स अ सॉफ्ट टच. गुदगुदी करने से मज़ा आता है, बट द ड्रैगन वाज सो सॉफ्ट कि अगर उसको बेलिंडा टिकल भी करती थी तो उसे दर्द होता था. एंड शी टिकल हिम विदाउट एनी मर्सी. इंक, ब्लिंक एंड मस्टर्ड दे रूडली कॉल्ड हिम परसिवल. और इंक, ब्लिंक और मस्टर्ड तीनों उसे बड़े रूडली परसिवल बुलाते थे. परसिवल इज नेम. They all sat laughing in the little red wagon or the Relio Trulio cowardly dragon, and they make fun of him, they tease him. और सब उसका मजाक उड़ाते हुए जो उनका एक रेड वैगन था उसमें बैठते थे. उस रियल ट्रूली जो एक कॉवर्ड ड्रैगन था जो कि कस्टर्ड था, उसका मजाक उड़ाते हुए उस रेड वैगन में बैठ करके उसका बड़ा मजाक उड़ाते थे. Belinda giggled till she shook the house. Giggle means to laugh in a nervous or a very silly way. जैसे खिसियानी सी हंसी होती है, that is like that. तो Belinda she laughed like that, और वो इतने भयंकर तरीके से हंसती थी कि पूरा घर हिल जाता था. She shook the whole house. And Blink said, Vic, which is giggling for a mouse. Ink and Mustard rudely asked his age when Custard cried for a nice safe cage. So when they all made fun of him, Belinda she laughed, and when she laughed the whole house was shaken. पूरा घर हिल जाता था. And Blink said, see, what is giggling for a mouse? ये भी कोई giggling है, means for if I will giggle, I don't know what will happen. He said, just Vic. Ink and Mustard rudely asked his age, and in order to make fun of him, Ink and Mustard the dog, they asked about his age. What is your age? And they all asked his, they made fun of him, they asked his age when he always asked for a nice safe cage. जब भी वो कहता कि मुझे एक सेफ केज दे दो, मैं इसमें रह के अपनी जान बचा लूँगा, मैं इसमें सेफ रहूँगा. So whenever he asked for a nice safe case, they just make fun of him. Suddenly, they heard a nasty sound, and Mustard growled, and they all looked around. Meuk, cried Ink, and ooh, cried Belinda, for there was a pirate climbing in the window. Window means window. So suddenly they heard a nasty sound. So when they were making fun of him, suddenly they heard a very unpleasant, nasty means very unpleasant, very spiteful sound. And Mustard growled. Growled means to make a low, hostile sound in threat. किसी को डराने के लिए जब एक आवाज़ निकाली जाए तो डॉग ने वैसी आवाज़ निकाली. एंड दे ऑल लुक्ड अराउंड, दे ऑल turned around to see what was there, what made the sound. Mew, cried Ink, and oh, cried Belinda. And when they all say what was there, Belinda cried oh, and Ink also cried mew, for there was a pirate climbing in the window. Pirate is, one who attacks and robs ships at the sea. एक समुद्री डाकू को pirate बोलते हैं. And when they saw climbing in the window, just to make the rhythm, Belinda and Winda. In order to write window, the poet has written window to create a musical effect. So, and when they turned around, they saw that there was a pirate in the window. He was trying to come into the house from the window, through the window. Pistol in his left hand, pistol in his right, and he held in his teeth a cutlass bright. His beard was black, one leg was wood. It was clear that the pirate meant no good. So, what they saw, that the pirate, he was carrying a pistol in his left hand and one pistol in his right hand, means in both his hands he was carrying one pistol, and he held in his teeth a cutlass bright. Cutlass means it's a short curved sword, एक मुड़ी हुई सी एक तलवार, and that was shining brightly. So with his teeth he was carrying a sword. His beard was black and his one leg was made of wood, means उसकी एक टांग कटी हुई थी और उसकी लकड़ी की टांग थी एक. And it was clear that the pirate meant no good, and it was clear from all this that the pirate has come to attack them. Children, that's all for today. Rest we will do in the next class. If you have any doubts, you can ask me.